Hi Aquarius, welcome to your why reading for July 5th through August 4th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommended reader shout out, which goes to Cockfrost over at Am I Trippin' or Not Tarot. She also has the Ghetto Nun and trademarked it in her title line, so just want to get everything in there, everything that her title line says. If you get a chance, please stop by, check her out, show her some love if you can. All right, so hopefully Aquarius, this answers your why, whatever your why is. It could resonate other than a romantic love read, which is what I have intended it for it to be, but it can show up as career or passion project, friendship, or family situation. All right, Aquarius, what is your why? So we got the Sun. Could be Leo. That's also about things working out. This is the happiest card in the deck. Positive, problem solving, resolution, that sort of thing. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean, though, it's like a reconciliation resolution. It just means that the situation works out best for all concerned. Sometimes it's like, oh, okay, but can it might not be very happy, but this is also the happy card. So it's like, don't worry, be happy card. Even though you might not be able to see how things are going to resolve, just, just trust, right? Have faith. Okay. So perhaps this is somebody you have run into recently from your past. This card has been coming up a lot, and I don't feel like it means cheating or stepping out on a relationship. I feel like it's more about a happy, joyous time of reunion, of old friends gathering, of people coming back into contact with each other. Okay, all right. So we've got the Hanged Man here. So the Hierophant Hangman, this could be Taurus or Pisces, Leo. The Tower, that could be Scorpio. Five of Wands, Five of Swords, yowza. Two of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. So perhaps this was things being stable and secure, or there was a connected, committed partnership or offer on the table, and that was not the case. Perhaps it's about things being stable and they were not. And did you get ghosted? Was there just no communication on what each other wanted? Was that the issue here? There's a whole bunch of feelings about how they feel, and yet you are unaware of how they feel because you're not in communication. What's this Hanged Man about? That could be Pisces. What's this Hanged Man about? Devil. Okay, so that could be Capricorn. This could also be not having dealt with what the issue was. They just simply walked away. So it's still open-ended. It's still just kind of hanging around in limbo. What's this Hierophant about? Hierophant. What's that about? For Aquarius. Because this is about things being stable, solid, like secure for the future. Being able to trust in a foundation and in the connection and having faith in that. What's this Hierophant about? Seven of Pentacles, and we see that down here also. That's not being sure. That's not being sure, not trusting the foundation or connection, or trusting that someone's intent to do so, to be a part of that, to contribute to that. Being suspicious, not sure they want to, not trusting the other person to do it either. What's this Tower about? What's this Tower about for Aquarius? So are you hoping that everything will work out, or are you glad to be free of this situation? Because it looks like they kind of cut things off. What's this Tower about? There's a whole grip of emotions. It could be Capricorn. This could be Scorpio. It could be Mars. I say Mars. It could be Aries too, the Tower. Huh. I think this is issues of security here. There was never a solid foundation, a solid connection, or plans for that, or things never got past a certain point. And it was almost like this person has a lot of hurt feelings. They're quite upset, and we've got Capricorn here and Capricorn here. This is somebody that just felt like it was just the way to deal with this was to just simply walk away with their hurt feelings and all the range of emotion that they had, and throw themselves into work and building security. This right here, these two are the workaholic situation. This is a workaholic dynamic here. So this is somebody that things have been left open-ended, and there's not been a resolution, and their answer to resolving how they feel about this, which is a whole slew of emotions here, is just to abruptly walk away and throw themselves into their work and kind of just long-term longevity and security. Like that's their answer for how to deal with this situation. All right, what's this Five of Wands about? Being in conflict about this, taking a leap of faith, about trusting. Somebody was always on the fence. Someone did not trust. It looks like them. It looks like they felt like they could never really fully invest in this new beginning, this connection, this sort of laying down, settling down, laying down roots, that sort of thing. And it looks like they're planning, if not already, to just do what they've done. They simply walked away and kind of threw themselves into their own work, and they're all about making those necessary cuts and decisions and choices. It's a completely non-emotional decision to just, I hate to say act like it didn't happen, because I know it did, but I think they're so hurt that they just cut off all emotion, and everything is just really decisive and what makes sense and what do they need to do, and they are not wanting to reconnect emotionally at this situation at all. What's this Two of Swords about? What's this Five of Swords about? Let's do that. What's this Five of Swords about? Yep, there's that non-emotional connection. Yeah, this is cutting things out and walking away, and not, look at it, we got Two of Swords, Five of Swords, Four of Swords. Not wanting to talk about it, just wanting to just leave it alone. I need a break from this. I'm walking away completely, literally with the clothes on my back. No more communication. Leave me alone. What's this Two of Swords about? For emotional well-being and care. This is cutting things off so that they can kind of heal emotionally. They can take care of their own emotional needs. They can center. This is someone that feels like they all of a sudden, after this kind of dust up, their foray into romance has not worked out for them, and instead of sticking around, they just up and bailed, which, no shade, no judgment. That's just, they just up and left, possibly unexpectedly so. And there has not really been any kind of communication since, because they don't want to talk about this. They don't want to engage emotionally anymore. It was whatever this was, it was very painful for them, and they're trying to pick up the pieces emotionally and recover. And this is all about, part of them not wanting to talk again is because they feel like it's the self-care that they need. They really need to kind of emotionally nurture themselves right now. So that's why they have completely given this a rest. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to talk about it. They feel like they can't affect change. What's the point? What's this Seven of Pentacles here? What's this Seven of Pentacles? I think, for the one thing, I don't think someone was getting their needs met emotionally. I think there was constant strife and struggle and indecision about this new beginning, taking the leap of faith and trusting. That solid foundation was never laid down because somebody was really hesitant to do that. And I think they're saying that you weren't, that they feel like you didn't trust them, or that you didn't want to invest in the relationship. Emotionally, you were always kind of on the fence. You didn't provide that emotional security that they needed, and they're the type of person to just up and cut things off if they're not getting their emotional needs met. They kind of feel toyed with, and they're also the type of person that goes all in, probably more up front than later. So I think they were expecting that kind of emotional connection and commitment from you up front as well. And when you were more reticent or more choosy or more wanted to deliberate some more or just give things more time to develop and evolve, I think they might have been hurt, because it's like, you know what, how can you not feel this way? Or how can you feel the same way I do and not want to go all in? Like, why are you holding back? And I think they took that as kind of being dishonest, or it was like a slap in the face, and it sent them into Five of Swords mode. Like, all of a sudden their eyes kind of glaze over, and that's the last you've ever seen of them. They just immediately cut you off. They just all of a sudden go into self-preservation mode and get really cold about things, and that's it. And to deal with it, they throw themselves into workaholic mode, and that's the end of it. They might still be dying inside, but you won't hear from them again, because this is all about nursing the wounds emotionally. So for you, Aquarius, this is, I think, in light of all that, it almost feels like if you're not sure from the beginning, not to say that they got to set the tone and the pace was right to, like, after the first day of your eyes locking across a crowded supermarket or whatever, and let's just do this and jump in. No. But instead of waiting so long or kind of being halfway in and halfway out, if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. And you have every right to walk away also if you don't feel it. If you're unsure about this person, if you're finding yourself constantly questioning the stability or someone's motive, you're still not sure, this and that, that's fine. But don't always have one foot in and one foot out. And I'm not saying that in defense of the other person. This is something that you do quite consistently with everything. It's not that you're indecisive, it's that you never fully invest, because you don't want the mess or the heartache or something. There's never a full investment in pretty much anything and everything. There's always that playing things close to the vest. And if you do find somebody worth it, it almost like intensifies that. And instead of you being casual about it, it's like it makes it even more so, like, oh, I'm really going to be halfway in, halfway out. I'm never really going to let someone feel settled or trust. I don't want the obligation myself either, because I don't want to get hurt, or I don't want this to get messy. This person in particular took great offense to that. That's part of their story, not yours. But if you don't feel something, you don't feel it, you don't have to stay. You can go. I feel like I need to mention that, because I feel like this is more than just with this person. This is like a story of you in a series of friendships, relationships, everything, you're always halfway in, halfway out. And sometimes you miss out on some really great situations and people, but then again, if your heart's not in it, you're not really missing out on anything, because it doesn't mean the same. All right. But I feel like, I don't know. And yet, there's something about you two somehow getting back in touch again. It's like there's this kind of this reconciliation, this sort of running into each other or something, and maybe it's on your mind. Is this going to work out? Are things okay? Did we talk? No, it's not. You need to walk away, because this person can't undo how they feel. They're too far into the hurt and the process of processing the hurt, and they're not going to open back up to you. So even if you have run into each other and you had a great afternoon, maybe this is like reunion in physical relations or something, this person's not going to open back up to you. They're too hurt. They were very hurt by the indecision or the lack of willing to commit and be stable. And I think they're very upset because they thought you felt the same, and they're pretty sure that you felt the same. But there's still this 7 of coins here, this not wanting to make the investment all the way, and they just took that very personally. They took that very personally. Perhaps this is having doubts now about having walked away and left emotionally and leaving the situation. Perhaps this is having doubts. Either way, this isn't going to resolve anytime soon. You two need more time apart, or specifically this person needs more time apart, because they have not, they're still in the process of kind of healing from this situation. And they're really taking it personal that you weren't more into them, I guess, or into really taking off with this and starting this new beginning, taking a leap of faith. They're really taking it personal that you didn't trust them. And the thing is, I'm not advocating for them, but for the Aquarians that I'm reading for, this person you were dealing with was pretty sincere. They were on the up and up. And I think that's why they're so offended, is because they can't understand why you wouldn't trust them. They take it as you not trusting them. Okay, all right. What else for Aquarius? All right, what else for Aquarius? What else for Aquarius? See that? The Lovers. This is about a choice to commit to somebody. You feel that soulmate connection, that draw, that something, that they're different from everybody else, that love, that profound connection with. It's also a choice to commit to that or not. And I think that's why this person's taking it so hard. Is because they're pretty convinced that you two felt the same about each other, but you had one foot in and one foot out, and they didn't understand why, and they took it personal. It's just, what else for Aquarius? What else for Aquarius? What else for Aquarius? So we got 3 of coins reversed, and we've got 5 of swords reversed. So this is someone that doesn't want to be damn it. Not wanting to, well, okay. 5 of swords reversed is willing to let bygones be bygones. Let's lay down the swords. I've moved past it. I'm open to I'm open to change. I'm not resentful anymore. Maybe I'm tired of doing everything myself. But I don't know. I don't think this is a lack of appreciation for someone's skills. I think this is more about someone, and maybe that's what this regret is about, is that you're feeling like, okay, no, because it would show for them. So we got the 5 of swords here, but then we've got it reversed here, and that's all about being willing to move on, open to change, not wanting to have to be so decisive and so, just severe about everything. And this 3 of swords or 3 of pentacles, I think is about I don't think it's about not wanting to work things out. I think it's about not wanting to have to do everything themselves and keep everybody at arm's distance. This might be kind of like, okay, maybe I can collaborate, because the 3 of pentacles, I know everybody says it's about teamwork, but the way I read it is typically it's somebody that by and large does their own thing and is very good at what they do. And then they consult and socialize on their own terms. They're largely unto themselves. If there is any kind of collaboration or coupling, it's them dictating it, but they are a master of their own trade or craft, and they socialize at their delight or at their behest. That is someone that's pretty solitary. So this could be saying that they don't want to be solitary anymore. They want to lay down the swords. They want to talk. They don't want to have to do everything themselves anymore. All right. And yet here it is saying, nope, don't talk to him, leave him alone. So what the heck is this? Obviously, this is general, and everybody's going to have their own nuanced situations. But we go from needing a break, don't talk to me, I'm trying to heal, screw you, to all of a sudden, okay, I'm not mad anymore, and I don't want to have to do this all by myself. Because why? Because there's a love there. Obviously, this is very back and forth. They're probably all over the place emotionally, hence the need to recluse themselves and concentrate on their emotional, kind of just nursing their wounds. All right, what else for Aquarius? Oh, we got the stability of a long-term, or the potential for a long-term relationship. Just things that have been stable, secure, solid, and steady. Like maybe someone's 9 to 5, their day to day, everything that's made their life work and they built their foundation on is now just challenging and painful and difficult. So there's something about the longevity of a situation or the stability or that is now very painful and challenging and disappointing. This oftentimes is, one of the components of this is the cross that you have to bear, because this is someone else not refusing to look at something, not being accountable, not looking at their behavior, just up and walking away, or just continuing to philander or, flagrantly disregarding others' contributions or someone else in the relationship, and the other person has to kind of be the catch-all for everything because of marriage or kids or whatever. So this is the stability, the tree, which represents stability, a long-lasting connection. This could be, if you believe in that, this could be past life connection. The tree, lovers, talking about that soulmate, if you use that term, past life connection. So trees also something that we find like, health, vitality, strength, just feeling that overall groundedness. So this is someone that could be pretty shaken to the core and questioning everything because of an emotional situation that they had to walk away from. So this could be somebody that's really kind of shook up and having to question everything. Their confidence or their security or stability is kind of taken a hit because of a recent situation that might not have ended so well. That was very disappointing and very challenging and painful and stressful. So, let's see the tree. Okay, so this is 7 of Cups. And the cross is 6 of Pentacles. So maybe this is about, 7 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, confusion about what to do or the right thing, or as far as making things right and being generous and reciprocity, there's a lot of confusion or there's a lot of anxiety about what to do or how to do that, about giving up control. And it's a lot easier to stay in that place of negotiation or kind of, it's almost easier to regret than to commit in the moment. It's easier to walk away and regret the walking away than it is to take that leap of faith and commit in the moment. And it could be that, but 7 of Cups and 6 of Pentacles, that's all about, again, confusion or being overwhelmed with the obligation or the choice, all the choices, all the ways to be reciprocal, to make things right, to commit, to open up and allow that free flow of exchange back and forth. It's much easier to be holding all the security and be in that position of him and her Han deciding, because you hold all the power and there's one foot out the door already. Whoever this was, they weren't having it. They took great affront to that. And there's a love there. They really just feel like you're their person, but they couldn't get away fast enough because they just, I don't know, they just took it really personal that you wouldn't act on those feelings. Okay, all right, shutting up. Aquarius, I hope this was helpful. I hope things work out for you and your person. For what it's worth, it feels like they were pretty pure about their intent. There was no manipulation, no gaming, no anything. They blindly went into this because of the way they felt. There was no agenda. Just saying. All right, I wish you luck with this. I hope it gets the resolution that is best for all concerned. I hope to see you in the next reading. I hope this answered why. Take care.